This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of Magna Gold, el señor Arturo Bonillas. Arturo, feliz año nuevo. Buenas tardes, ¿cómo estás?
Feliz año nuevo, Gerardo. Always a pleasure.
It's Happy New Year, obviously, for all my English-speaking friends. Arturo, you've been very busy both publicly and privately, so I want to take a step back and go back to the end of November where you updated everyone on work on the Mercedes property in Sonora, Mexico, which yielded surface samples up to 63 grams gold per ton over 1.2 meters. I know that's a property that you're excited about. There's several targets there that include four main areas: La Lamosa, Mina de Oro, Salto Colorado, and La Cueva/Nochebuena. Can we talk about Mercedes first before we talk about the most recent news from San Judas?
Of course, Gerardo. And before that, a little corporate update. We have been working very hard on positioning our young company, and we are accomplishing good results here. We are now in mining properties in two very prolific districts in Mexico, the Sierra Madre Gold Belt, where the Mercedes property is, and also the San Judas project in the Mojave Sonora Megashire. So I'm very happy of where we're at, and we have been uncovering and confirming geological concepts that have us very excited. On the Mercedes property, we drilled successfully our first target, which was La Lamosa area, a hill that outcrops with 1 gram gold mineralization. We completed our first phase, and we are ready to continue with second phase. We're also carrying out some metallurgical test work, initial metallurgical test work. And but in the entire property, Mercedes, now we can sector them in two areas. One area, which is the area where we have disseminated gold and silver near surface, indicative of high sulfidation and epithermal system, and we have confirmed that by drilling. Those areas, the near surface, La Lamosa, which we drilled, and we have Mina de Oro now, which will be our next drilling target, along with La Lamosa. And then we also, within the Mercedes project, we have a system of gold, silver, and polymetallic quartz tourmaline structure control breccia system with high-grade mineralization. We've been finding very high grade in some of those structures. It's all in a breccia. It's a quartz tourmaline breccia. The areas that we have now identified and we are after as far as work for Salto Colorado, Nochebuena, La Cueva, and another one which was not in the press release called La Olvidada. We are now preparing a work program for the first quarter of next year, and we shall have that ready within the next few weeks. Our press releases show the diagrams, the cross sections, and our concepts of what we have there. So we're very, very happy with what we've encountered in Mercedes. At the same time, we acquired and we announced yesterday that we closed the acquisition of the San Judas property. San Judas is located in the Mojave Sonora Megashire.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, we're very familiar with that area, and our conceptual model is being confirmed by a lot of work that we've done. We've taken more than 400 samples now, and we are coming up with a model that shall be drilled also early next year, aimed at bulk low-grade gold, silver, open pit mining, heap leachable, and it is very similar to other pits that we looked at in the area. So in a nutshell, that's where we're at, and we will continue to do the work at a good pace. It's only been a little more than 6 months since we really started work, since we're a public company, and I think we've made a lot of advances.
Now yeah, and sorry to cut you off there, Arturo, but I have to say the company should be commended. You've been busy. You've positioned shareholders very, very well for this new gold bull market. And frankly, I think the best days are ahead of you. You have a tiny market cap. Shares are trading at approximately 30 cents. I think this is a story that will pick up a lot of steam and will get noticed relatively soon in this better gold environment. I have to ask you something about San Judas. In the press release, you say the address is right, the rocks are right, and the assays are right. And the expectation for San Judas is a tier 1 exploration property. I don't hear that often from somebody as accomplished as you. I've made the joke over and over, and I'll continue to do so. The analogy that you are seeking to become the Michael Jordan of exploration, right? The last 5 times that you've set out to develop a property and a deposit, you've managed to put it into production, and you're going for ring number 6. Tell me why you believe San Judas is a tier 1 exploration property.
Well, the knowledge of the geological concept that we have for the area has been validated by us in the neighboring mines. The rocks are so familiar, the geology is so familiar that it's a tier 1 property because it will be drill ready much sooner than we have expected. That is, I'm very, very optimistic of what we have there. And as I mentioned to you before, we want to be in production soon. And I think this could be a possibility, not this year, but we will be confirming possibly a very nice ore body there. And we need to drill it, of course. But I'm very excited. We're in the right spot.
So to summarize, drilling for Mercedes, drilling for San Judas. I have to ask one more thing, actually two more questions. The first one is, I know you and I have spoken several times throughout the year. You've made it very clear to me that you plan on using that extensive Rolodex to take advantage of a perceived risk in Mexico. And that's going to be my second question. We'll talk about that in a second. But I know that you plan on taking advantage of companies and assets that maybe other less experienced teams are not able to develop. And you're on the M&A trail. You've been very frank and honest about that. Is that still something that you're pursuing, given that you have 2 quality exploration properties that you plan on drilling this year?
Absolutely, yes. We are very, very active, more than ever, on the M&A space. We are looking at very interesting mines, very interesting developments that for one reason or another have had to stop, or they were operating and they had problems, whatever reasons. But there's lots of opportunities, and we are very, very active, more than ever, to pursue a more advanced situation. Yes, of course.
Excellent. My second question, Arturo, there is a perceived heightened risk in parts of Mexico due to recent developments, both publicly and privately. I know privately there are several companies that are looking to liquidate quality assets to focus on other jurisdictions. Can you provide, you're in Hermosillo right now, if I'm not mistaken, can you provide a boots on the ground update as to the climate and the environment as it relates to exploration companies in Mexico, specifically where you're at, which is, of course, where you have your finger on the pulse the most, right?
That is correct. We are probably in the best jurisdiction in Mexico for mining, the most supportive, and we have not had or do not expect to have any problems, any security problems or otherwise. We have very good relationships with the surface owners, as we've always had, and been able to manage that. And in general, mining will be very important, will continue to be very important for the country. There have been certain adjustments to mining practices more than mining law, and they all seem very positive to me. The President of Mexico is supportive of mining. It's shown it everywhere and publicly. And we just have to continue doing what we're doing. We work carefully. We comply with the law. We all have to be very careful, and it's our responsibility to operate in a safe environment as far as ecological care of the areas. So what the new government is asking is, you please you do the work, do it properly, do not contaminate, and pay well. So that's what we do. We've always done that. I'm very optimistic of the future of mining in Mexico.
And again, you aren't someone that's new to the area. You've worked in mining in Mexico. How many decades, Arturo? Just to provide context for people that are newer to the Magna and Arturo Bonillas story.
Well, since 1980. And I became independent in 1993. Well, we can say independent, yes, but as an entrepreneur in mining. So I've been around many years. I've been in the country in many areas, and I'm not afraid. I'm very, very optimistic, as I said, and I feel very certain about things. So that's nothing that keeps me from not sleeping.
Excellent. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to be able to communicate to everybody. Arturo, I know that you're busy on the M&A trail. I know you're busy with your 2 quality properties. I still have not made it down there, but I plan to in the next couple of months to hopefully be able to explore both exploration properties. And depending on the M&A that is in the works behind the scenes, if any of that comes to fruition between now and then, I plan on making a visit to that or those properties as well. I want to thank you for your time, and I'm excited for Magna in 2020. I think shareholders are in for a heck of a year. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, just thank you, Gerardo. I hope to see you here soon. This is the best time of the year to come. And you will be surprised at the properties that we have and our team. And I'll take you to the communities. And I really hope you can come soon. And thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you again, Arturo. I'm looking forward to it. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.